Hi there. So today I have come up with a Tkinter project which would be useful for for practicing Tkinter, and even you can take it as a project for your maybe for your degree or something. I mean, you can get the idea from here. Don't just copy paste it. Try to create your own. Okay. So today, see what I am going to show you. Let me first show you one glimpse of it so that you have the idea. So one second here. Okay, so this is password manager. One second. Okay, so let me show you first what it looks like. So this is how it would look like. Okay, this is a password manager, and you can see that suppose you want to enter something, some new website username and password, so as to store it. So you can suppose there is a Facebook account of yours which you want to store, like suppose username is Sanju123 and password is maybe anything whichever you want. It would not show your password here. Okay, that's for security purpose. So if you save it, it would get saved and it would get stored here. Okay, so that is how it would work. Okay, now similarly, suppose if you want to search for your password, you can type Facebook here. So there are see, I just created this one, right? But it will not show your password here, but once you click here, this would reflect here and you can copy that password. It would say password copied, and then you can paste that password anywhere. Suppose I want to paste this password, sorry, one second, here, control E. So that was the password I typed, so that was random password, right? And if you want to change this password, you can type 123 and then you can update it, so it would get updated. Now again, if I look for that search, and this got selected here, now I'm copying that password copied, and now see the password would be updated like 1233 whatever I typed, but it would not show here just for security reasons. Suppose somebody is behind you, he would not be able to see it, but you still would be able to copy it. So that's the kind of password manager we would need, right? And you can delete your password here. Suppose I want to delete this one, I would simply click delete and it would get deleted. See, next time if I again search for Facebook password, it would not show again here. Okay, and here all the show list, it shows in this ordered manner, A B C, like that. Okay, so that is the kind of password manager you will see. Okay then, so how to create this one, I will just start typing the code, and of course I will be explaining everything. So first of all, we need Tkinter, right? From Tkinter import, see, we need tk, we need a label, we need suppose button here, and we may need other things as well, but let us just keep them whenever I will import them whenever I need. From Tkinter import ttk, so ttk is also required. Okay, so these are the things which we mainly need, and we will use class based programming here. Okay, so I would call this suppose main window, or you can call this root window, whatever you call this. Okay, this is my I don't need any inheritance, so I'm not going to use those brackets. Now I'm going to define the init method, and here of course you would need self, and within init you can see, you can pass the root window from outside, or you can create one from here, like self dot root equals I will call the TK class. Now I can give this root window a size, and first of all title, and title I can call is suppose password manager. Okay, and self.root I can give a size for this window, so then I will use geometry method here. And suppose I want to give a width of maybe 900 and height of suppose 600, and I want it to its leftmost corner coordinates 40 40, that means 40 from here to right and 40 down, so its corner will be somewhere here, it would not start from top left corner. Okay, so you can you would see on that, yes, this is the thing. And instead of creating this root here, let us create root outside. I mean, we can pass the root whenever I am calling this window, and so that let me explain. If name equals main, only then we are going to create this root. Root would be tk, and okay, this is going to be my class. Okay, so this is the tk which I just root I created here, and then I will call this class, that is root. Suppose I may call this root class or whatever you want. Okay, root class, maybe root window, and I will pass root here. Okay, and after that I would call the main loop as well, because if I don't call this, our window would not get created. Okay, so let us see if this all this we did whether it got created or not. So let us run this. So first I'm going to save this and run it. Okay, so my window got created. See, this is its corner, you can see it is here, it is not at the top left. Okay, I can show you it again. It would get created like this only. It would start, this corner will be here, it cannot be here or here or here. So if I change my coordinates, suppose if I change this one to 140. Okay, so let us see where this corner goes to. See, my corner got shifted a little bit to the right. Okay, so that is my x coordinate. Okay, so I would keep this at 40, and I'm going to reduce my height. Okay, 550, because I think I don't need it was going to down, so I just put it a little above. So this is my root window, and now let us create one frame. I can create a frame, or yeah, let us create CRUD frame, where I'm going to yeah, so I would need to import frame as well. I think it I have to use here ttk dot frame. I can use ttk frame here, and I'm going to place it in my self dot root, and yeah, let us just create a frame, and we can give it some background if needed. BG color is there? I don't think it is there. And we are going to place it CRUD frame dot, let us use grid method here, sorry, grid. And now within this frame, yeah, before that I can do one thing. I can create a heading title, head title, I would say, head title or window title, you can call this whatever. So I would give it self dot root, and oh, so I have yeah, I have imported label here. Why it is not showing? Oh, bel, sorry, I am making so many mistakes. So label, I put it in self root, and text I am going to show here is password manager. And because this is going to be a heading, so I would give it a width of suppose 40, and I would give it a background color or bg equal, let us use purple because we used purple in our original as well. And font that I'm going to use is suppose Arial, and font size 20. Okay, and we can give it a padding, pad x or padding, I'm not sure. Let us give it a padding of 10 and pad y 10. Okay, and let us place this grid. Okay, so I will simply place it here, and I mean I don't need to give column and all that stuff here, because I will give it a constant of 4. Okay, I will tell you why, because I'm going to use 4 columns below this. So let us see if we have created everything correctly or not. Okay, so this is getting, I mean it is sticking here. So I think I can pass one more thing here, justify center. I think this would make it at center. Okay, what is control S? Let us see. Oh no, this is not happening. Yeah, one more thing, we can try anchor here. Anchor will be center. Okay, and it is still not happening. So let us try padding over here. Pad x, let us give it a padding of 20. Let us see how this goes. Okay, so it made it a little bit here, so I can give it a padding of suppose 40. Let us see. Still not sufficient, so let us give 140. Yeah, now it looks good. And pad y as well, I should give it a pad y of 10. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so it has a padding from above as well. See, this padding is different from this one. Okay, this provides a padding to the inner text, this one, and this provides a padding to this whole element, I mean this label from outside. Let me show you. So you can see this p and this boundary of this widget, it has a padding. Okay, and similarly below here. Okay, and this is the boundary of the widget, and this is the empty area, which is the outer padding. So this is my outer padding, yeah, this is my outer padding. So if suppose I give it a 30 padding from top, so you can see it is now much, I mean it is more down. Okay, so let us put it 20. Okay, that would be perfect. Okay, next in this frame, where is that frame? I created a frame here, right? Okay, in this frame I am going to create 4 entry windows. Okay, and those entry boxes, I will store them within a list. I will tell you why. Okay, I will create 4 entry boxes for I in range 4, Okay, what I will do is I will create entry box is equal to entry. I imported entry or not? I think not, so I can import it here. So entry, and I'm going to put these boxes within my CRUD frame frame. Okay, and next let us give them a width of suppose 120 each, and padding of suppose 5, and we can give a background of light gray maybe. Okay, and because I'm going to store these entry boxes, so I will pack them in different row. So grid, and I will use row equals a row number. Let us do one thing. Let us put the row number here as a variable. Row number will start from 0, and column number will also start from 0. Okay, so with each iteration, because I'm going to put them in same row, so I will not change the row, but column would get changed. Okay, so column underscore column number, that would be my this, and I will give a outer padding as well. Okay, so let us give them outer padding of, I'm not sure if padding works here or not. Let us check. So let us check if it worked or not. Oh, it has no option of padding, so I can give like pad X and pad Y. I would keep only 2. Okay, so this should work. Where is the unknown? Okay, this doesn't take a padding here. I think, oh, this doesn't I don't need to give inner padding, so I could use pad X and pad Y here as well, but I think I don't need to, because that's a insert box. Oh, so its width is way more, or what did happen here? Oh, I did not actually increase the column number here, so that's why they got stored within same column. So column number I would increase with each iteration. And okay, so width is very large, so I have to at least make it 1/4, or maybe 35 or 30. I will keep it. Let us see. Yeah, so these are 4 entry boxes, you can see, right? And I think I can give a height as well if I need to. Height of suppose 10 or maybe 2. I think that is the number of, oh, there is no option of height here. Let us not worry about it. But I think I can specify the font, right? So maybe that would do the trick. Let us see. Let us keep it 10. Control S. So if I run this now and type, I'm not sure if that did or not, but if I increase the font size here, would that increase my text? Yeah, it increases my text height, but that is too large. I would keep it 12, and I would reduce the width to maybe 25. Okay, it is still big, so let us keep it 20. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So these are 4 entry boxes. And one thing, see, there would be a password entry box among here. So and I will make the this password entry box to not show anything. Okay, so for that we have to use this show like this but only when if I equals 3, then show is this. Otherwise we will keep show as this. Okay, don't let us not interfere if this is not the password field. So let us see if it works. So if I run this and type something here, oh, okay, so I think I need not to put that space here, this space, else it will not show anything. So let us save this, and now let us type something here. See, it is showing here, it is showing here, it is showing here, but it will not show here because this is going to be my password entry box. So far good. Now and one more thing, I have to store these entry boxes within this list. Okay, so entry box, I will append these 4 entry boxes in this list so that I can use them later. And I should use self here because I want to make it a variable which I need to call from other class functions or instance functions. Okay, so this is my entry boxes. Same way I need to create buttons here. Okay, let us yeah, but first I need to create labels. I think I should put the labels above this these entry boxes. Okay, so let us do one thing. Let us define a class function, create entry boxes like this, self here, and instead of putting this here, control X, let us put this here. Okay, and one more thing, then I have to call this function self to create entry boxes. But before this I need to create labels as well. So create entry labels. Okay, so this way we can make our code cleaner. Create labels, entry labels, entry labels, and I will pass self here. Okay, so how many boxes are there? 4. So similarly I have to create 4 labels, and my labels info, I will store that info as a tuple. Let me tell you why. Suppose I need to create a save button. Okay, and I want this save button to be green, so I want to pass this as a variable. I will tell you why. Okay, save is here, update is here. Update should be let us keep it blue. Then let us create one more delete. Right, I need delete button, and delete would be red. Okay, delete button is there, and I will create one more button for copying. password, copy password, and I would create this maybe yellow, or maybe I can create it like cyan. Okay, yeah, so that is my labels info. And now for label info, yeah, label info in, oh, actually I'm trying to create buttons here. See, I would create buttons but in different function. Create, let us not waste our code. Buttons, okay, let us control X and control V here, and let me call this button info. Okay, and for button info in buttons info, I will create buttons here. Okay, and here I need labels info, and labels info again I will create 4 labels here. So I need ID, I need website name, site or website name, whatever you call this. Then I will need username, and I need a password label. Okay, now for label info in labels info, let us create our label. LB, I mean we can create directly, we can directly create the label, and we would put this in our frame. Or what was the frame name? Oh, so I need to give this frame a self variable here, self.crud frame, and self.crud frame like this, and I will pass that self.crud frame here, and text is going to be whatever is the label info. Okay, and background color we can have, let us have a gray, and foreground color we can have white, and font let us use Arial, and size, entry box is having 12, right? So let us use 12 here, and we are going to grid, and here I'm going to use the that, see, this row number and column number, again these should be self variables here. Self column number, yeah, and this one self column number. Why I need this is because these are to be used, I mean these this frame is going to be used in multiple functions, so let us give them self here. Okay, so yeah, and now when I am creating these labels, these column numbers, I need to make that column number to 0, because I'm going to start with the leftmost column number, and with each label I will increase the column number by 1. Okay, and let us give it a padding as well, pad x, let us give a padding of 5, and pad y, let's give it a padding of 2, and same thing in the outer padding. So I should give padding in the outside as well. And so I call the entry labels here, then I'm creating boxes, and this is my boxes function. And yeah, I should not put the self row as 0 here, because I am calling the this function first. Which one? Labels function. So yeah, here I should call this self dot row number equals 0. Okay, we should use it like this, and they are both equal. Okay, so yeah, let us see if this works so far. Okay, so these labels are changing the row number here. So why is it changing the row number? I am increasing the column number, right? Okay, maybe I should not do it like this. I should initiate them like this, because maybe they are storing. Okay, so let us, oh, it's going again. Why? Let us check it. So self row is started 0 and it is 0. Okay, let us do one more thing. I think I need to increase my row number here, yeah, because first row will be of the labels and second would be of, yeah, that is correct thing to do, but still I have to find out why it is showing as columns. So for that, let us go to our labels function again. Okay, grid, I need to pass this here, self dot row number and self dot column number, like this. Okay, now it should work. See, okay, there is pad y follows keyword argument, positional arguments. Oh, I did not call the column. Okay, now this should be correct. Yeah, so now it worked. So ID, website, username, password, these are the 4 labels and these are the 4 entry boxes, and this is password field, so it will show asterisks only. And yeah, this should be correct now. Okay, now I need to create some buttons below this, and I already gave you a hint here. So these are the buttons: info, save, these are save, update, delete, and copy. These are the 4 buttons I need. And for button info, in button info, I will simply call this function. Let us copy this, because it's going to be quite similar. Okay, and text is going to be here. This, first of all, this should not be label. This is going to be a button, sorry, and our text is going to be button info. And within button info, see, this is a tuple, and within tuple there is another tuple, right? So I need to call this save text, and so for that I would call the 0 index. Okay, so button info is going to be this first element. Okay, this save and green, this whole tuple, and 0 is the save. Now background is going to be button info index 1, that is the color here. Okay, and Yeah, okay, so I think that should be, and let us give them a width, a fixed width to each button. Let us give a width of 40 maybe. I think that would be greater. Let us give 35. So yes, and again I have to increase my self dot row here. Okay, and column I have to self dot column number I would start with 0, right? So let us run this. Yeah, but I have to call this function here. I just forgot, and I will create and create buttons. Okay, let us call them CRUD buttons. Yeah, we can call them CRUD buttons because we are going to perform the update, insert, update, delete. Okay, copies are different button, but still it's a kind of database operation. So I think they are quite big. I have to make them smaller. So width I should yeah, let us keep it 25, still bigger. So let us keep it small, and pad x maybe I should decrease it to 2. Okay, and pad y maybe only 1. I don't need that much pad y, but here I should give some padding, maybe 10. Okay, from outside padding, that's what I'm calling. Yeah, this one is not quite visible, so let us change this color and see how easy it is to change color here. Just change it here. Okay, let us give it a color of maybe violet. See, it is now violet. Okay, so our 4 buttons are ready, 4 entry boxes are ready, and 4 labels are ready. So this is our CRUD frame. Okay, and one more thing, maybe we should I think there is a way to give a border to this frame. Let us see if it is visible. Oh no, it is not visible. I thought there was some way. Border, I hope this works. See, I don't remember everything. Border is not there. Border width, is it? Maybe it is border width is not there. Okay, border width is not there. Let me do a little bit search for this. Okay, so after researching about this, I found this. I found few things. That first, I can use the highlight background like this, and I can use some function. But this option is with the frame, which I need to import from directly from Tkinter, not using TTK. Okay, so there is differences between these two, and similarly I can use ttk dot button, and similarly there is a button here, but these two are different. They are having different implementations. Okay, so that is one thing we need to take care. And highlight thickness, I need to give a thickness here. I can give it a thickness of suppose 1. I don't need to give much thickness. So let us see if this created a border around our this frame. Yes, so there is a border here. Let us not give it a brown color. Let me give it maybe black color, and we should give padding here as well. I will use pad x10 and pad y maybe 30. Okay, so as to make it a little open, yeah, like this. So this is my frame which I used for CRUD operations. Okay, and now yeah, now I need to create one more button here to show list, where I would show all the website and usernames, and there would be a search button here, and I will search here. Okay, so I think I will create that, but in the next this whatever frame or canvas I will use here. Okay, so this is the UI part here. This is not the we have not touched the database yet. Yeah, but we can start doing that if I mean we have done it so far. So for calling the database operations, we can create another file here. Let us call this db operations.py, and I'm going to use SQLite 3, which comes with Python. Okay, so let us call this let us create a class here, db db operation, like this, and yeah, let us now create some functions. Define connect to db, so this is going to be self SQLite connect SQLite connect, yeah, connect. So let us give the database name here. Let us call this password records. Okay, this is my database name, .db. So what would happen is, suppose this db file is there, then it would not create, it would connect to this database. But if it is not there, it will create a database file here with this name. Okay, so this is going to connect me with the database, and yeah, that's all I think. And I would simply return this. Let us return it like this: connection is equal to this. Okay, so as to make it look cleaner, so this is going to return me this connection. Okay, so if that is how I connect to my database, and I need table, right? So let us create a function to create table. It is going to be in self, and we can use table name, or we can pass it from outside. Let us give a default table name here. We can password info, right? Let us give this name here like this. Now first of all I need to connect to db, right? So I will connect to my this self dot connect to db. I will call this function so as to connect to my db. And now let us write the query first, whatever query we are using to create the table. So I am going to create table, and a table name would be a variable. Okay, if not exists Okay. Create table if not exists, right? And here I will pass the table underscore name, and now I will put the various column names. id int, this is going to be my primary key, and it is going to auto increment, and it should not be null. So this is my primary key, and then I need created date or date created, and let us keep it created date, and it is going to be a timestamp, and let us, and I need to give a default value to it, and default would be current time stamp. Okay, so even if I don't pass any value to this table, it will automatically create this current time stamp to store. And instead of created date here, I will put it updated, and this is going to be similar kind of field. And now I need a website column, and this is going to be a var or let us keep it a text field. So text field will not have any foundations. Then I need a username field, and I can create a varchar maybe, and let us give a limitation here, and yeah, I think let us not keep it null, or we can allow null, right? So default we can call this null, or even if I don't give this null, yeah, even if I don't keep this null, I think it should get stored by itself. And then there would be a password field, and it is going to be a varchar, and let us keep this 50. Okay, I don't need more than that. So this is going to create my table, right? Yeah, so yeah, let us try to create a table first. Okay, and for doing this I can import this module into this, and for importing this into this like this, I have to make my folder a this package. So I will create a init file in this, and that's all I need. I don't need to write anything in this. So now my folder will act as a package. So I'm going to yeah, from db operations import our class. What was the class name? db operation or operations. I should call this operations. Let us call this operations. Okay, so this is my db operations class, and now because see, our table, it would get created only once. So let us call this here. I mean, if it is and let us call this before my before creating the root tk window. So my db class would be like this: db operations, yeah, this one. And let us create our table, that is, sorry, db class dot first I need to connect to db, or no, I would simply create table, right? And I will not pass table name because I will use the default table. Okay, so if it gets created successfully, let us print something here. Okay. Yeah, but we have not written the code here. I mean, we have to call this query, right, with connection as connection cursor. Let us call this cursor connection dot cursor, right? And this will be the cursor, and then cursor dot execute, and we will execute our query. Yeah, and that would create my table. And once successful, let us create print something here: created the table, like this. Okay, so this should be my complete code which I need to create the table here. Let us create table if doesn't exist. Okay, let us be more informative. Create Tkinter window. Okay, so let us run this. Unrecognized token here. Okay. So I should use a f string, I think. Okay, now let us try again. I need to call this file. Auto increment is only allowed on an integer primary key. But our integer is, this is an integer. Oh, I have to write integer. Okay, just be careful with SQLite 3. I mean, SQL, there are different SQL databases, management systems there, and if you are using SQLite 3, it would be something somewhat different from MySQL, Oracle, or Postgres. So they are a little bit different from each other. So let us be careful. Okay, so it ran, and it what happened? It did not give me any errors. But where is my, okay, so I call db operations. I need to call this one. Okay, yeah, so my UI is there, and created the table. It says created the table. Created, I should have put d here. No worries. So it shows that our db table has been created. So okay, see, if I yeah, so that would create the table. And now let us try to insert some values into this table. Okay, so for that I would see, these are the 4 buttons I created, right? Save, update, delete, and copy password. So let me create some functions so that when I click this save button, whatever would be on the entry boxes, this should get saved in my database. Okay, so for that I will create now CRUD functions here. CRUD functions. So first function I will call this define save password, save record, I would say. Okay, this is going to be instance function. And so this function I need to attach this function to that button, save button. Similarly, I have another two buttons, so 3 and 4. So one is save, one is update, another is delete, and then there is this would not be a copy. Copy would not be a CRUD operation, so let us not put that one here, but I can show records. Okay, show records, that means I can show all the records. Okay, that should be here. And copy function I would create for copying, so I would copy password. This function I would create separately, and this would be copy to clipboard. So there's a difference, little bit different here. This will copy directly to the clipboard, so I will show it to you later. But let us create this save this one. Let us try to do this one first. So for and I can do one more thing. When I'm creating this root window class, I can pass my db underscore class, db underscore class as a input to my this root window, so that let me call this db. Let me call this db. Okay. And I will put it as a self.db equals db. So this is like a db class. Okay, now when I am going to save to my record, I will call this db self.db dot connect db operations, right? And there was a function which we call connect to db. I don't need to connect to db. Let us simply call create record. So I need to create that function, but create record, I would there would be a function here which I will and I don't need to do this, so let us not write it like this. Let me comment it out here. Now before saving record, I need to have data, right? So let us read from the entry boxes. So website would be self.entry boxes. Our first would be id, second would be our website name, so I will get whatever is within that entry box. Similarly, I can copy it and paste it here, self.entrybox 2, and password I will copy from the third entry box. Actually it's fourth, but index wise it's third. Okay, so these are my data which I need to pass on to my this record here. And for Yeah, let me pass a dictionary here. So I would call this data, and within data I would say website is website, right? A username is going to be my username, and password is going to be password. Okay, and whatever this function I will call, I should pass this data to this function. Okay, like this. And I need to create this function here, create record. So let us create this function, define create record self. Okay, and similar to it will have a similar working, you know, procedure similar, but yeah, and this should be small s, be careful with this. And our query will not be like this. What we will do is insert. Okay, insert into our table name is whatever is the table name. This is, yeah, let us keep this here, Control C, and it will take data, and data should not be here, data should be here, because positional argument should be kept first and then the keyword arguments. Okay, so data is here and table name is here, and insert into our table name. Okay, and I need to give the column names here. So what I need to insert, I need to insert the credit date, right? Sorry, one more time, created date, then there would be yeah, I don't need to pass this created date here. Yeah, I don't need to pass this. Let us pass the website, then username and password. These three fields I need, and ID and all these things they would get automatically created. Okay, okay, and values I will pass 3 values which I will collect from this data. So website is going to be data website, username is going to be data user name, and password is going to be data password. Okay, and I will pass these values here. Okay, here I will use the website user name and password. Okay, so I think this should work, and yeah, so let us call this function. We are calling this function from here, and we are passing this data which we fetched from our entry boxes. Okay, So yeah, and we call this create record, so be sure that we give same name here, create record. Okay, so looks good. Let us try to run this, and let us try to pass. I don't need to pass id. Okay, id is an auto increment field, so let us give some name here like Facebook, username suppose Sanju 123, and password anything 12345 6 whatever. Okay, and let us call the save function here, save. So there is no error. Okay, so let us do one more thing. Let us print something after print saved. Okay, save the record. I will print something here whenever I save a new record. So let us call this one more time from here. Suppose I am calling another Gmail, suppose Sanju at gmail.com maybe, and password maybe 123. Okay, so let us save this. So save. Oh, I think we are forgetting one thing. I mean, I am forgetting one thing. You are not, because you are on the other side. Maybe you already caught me. So see, I have to bind this function. Where is that function? This button. Yeah, this button. Which one? Button here. Save button. Okay. I have to bind this to that function. So I will pass that self dot. What was the name? Save record. Save record. I will bind this function to this button. Okay, so within this button I need to pass this argument, command equals button underscore info, and this is at my index of 2. Okay, this is at an index of 2. Similarly, all these other buttons, they will have certain function which needs to be attached to them. So I already created other functions, right? So for update I have created update record function, and for deleting I have created, where I am deleting this, yeah, I have created a delete record function, and for copying I have created a function called copy password. Yeah, this function, right? So these functions should get bound to these buttons, so I'm using that command here. Okay, so once it is bound, now we should call that save function once more using this save button. So let us try now. So let us give a name Facebook. Yeah, one more thing, 1 second, to be sure that we are recording the exact things here, let us use these values in this print command or print function, so that it prints in the console here. Okay, okay, so let us call this one more time, and let us call this Facebook Sanju 123 maybe, and password is 123. Save. Okay, so there's a syntax error somewhere. Cursor dot execute near syntax error, operational error in 38. 38. Why is there a syntax error? I think this should be here. It should be, there should not be a space here. And similarly, I'm not sure if I gave any space here or not, but it should not be any space here. So I think, and yeah, let us try once more. And for calling this, I need to save everything and first close this one. There is already open. So run this again. Call this Facebook Sanju 1234 maybe, and let us call this 1234 and save. Again there is an error near. Why is there an error here? One more time, let us see. Let me take a look at this and I will come back. Okay, so I think I caught the error. I hope this is the one. I think this bracket is not required here. Okay, so because see, this is one and this is closed here, and then values has a bracket and it's closed here, so this was unnecessary. So let us try to run this once more from here. Okay, let us give same username. Okay, so let us call save. Yeah, now I have the output. Save the record and Facebook Sanju 131234. So it is now quite sure, I'm quite sure that it got saved into this table. So let us now delete this print here. Okay, and let us now, to be sure that we have saved our record correctly, let us use this function show records, and let us try to print whatever we have in our database. So I will connect to my DB sap.db, and I will create a function called show, or did I already create? I already create, I think. No, I did not create. So show records. Okay, all the records. Not here, sorry. I should not call this here. I should call this here in the show records function. Show records, and I don't need to pass anything. And I will store this as a list. Records list equals, sorry, this should be underscore here. When I call this function, this should give me a list. Okay, and I need to create this function here. Where? In my DB. So yeah, define show records self. Now what I will do is I will first connect to my DB, then I will run some query to fetch all the data, and for fetching all the data, all I need to do is, and one more thing, table name I have to keep it same, what is the table name? Password info. Okay, and I'm not going to insert, but I'm going to select all from this table, okay, and I don't need to pass anything. I will close the query here like this, and I don't need to pass the arguments or values here, so that should be sufficient. And I will list of records, I will put it like this, and I will return list of my records. Okay, so I think that should work. And my show records list, I will for record in let us call this like print record, oh sorry, record for record in records dot list. Okay, why is it print record for record in list? Let us not, I think I have to save time here, so I will not try to be over smart. So let us try it once more. Okay, what did happen? And show records, did I yeah, save record, update record, delete record. Okay, so show record function is not there. For now, let us call this function show, and let us call this show records. Okay, for now. Okay, so invalid syntax, where is invalid syntax there? So password manager.py line 1, line 1, line 1. Are you sure? Is this line 1? Come on. Okay, what is happening? Did I call Python or something? I'm not sure. Maybe I had called Python or something, I'm not sure. So let us run this now, and let us see, if I call the show, I should have the record get printed here. Okay, so show I'm calling, and yeah, so I have a record, and it was created on this date, updated here, Facebook Sanju 1234. So that is my record which got called from this function. Okay, so that is working. So that means my database is getting queried correctly, and it has been correctly created everything, and it is showing the results as well. So now let us go do the control chat here, because I don't need to call that function with the update button. So now I will create another frame for my yeah, in the another, or maybe in the same frame I can create button for showing the this data. Okay, so let us do one more thing. Yeah, let me do it here as well. Show all records. Okay, I can call this function like this, and let us give it a color. There is blue, there is red, violet, and let us keep this maybe purple, and I will call self dot show records. I will bind this function with this function, this button, and yeah, now see, I will put this into next row. So if button info dot 0, if this is equal to show or records, in that case our self row number should increase by 1, and self dot column number I will put it to 0. Okay, yeah, let us do this. Let us see how it looks. Yeah, so show records is coming here now. Okay, and next to it I will create entry box, and I will create a search button as well. Okay, but for now it has been created. So if I click on show record, see, let us do one more thing. Let us add one more record here to be sure that everything is working fine so far. Let us give any password here. So save. So it should have gotten saved, and when I click on show all records, it should show me both the records. See, so this is Facebook, this is Gmail, right? So these buttons are now working fine. So now let me do one more thing. Let me create search and search box as well. Okay, so I will do one more thing. Now my entry box for now my buttons are ready. I think I should so entry boxes, CRUD buttons. Now let me create this entry box here. Okay, search, I will call this self dot search underscore entry. Let us put it in self dot what is the frame name here? CRUD frame, right? CRUD frame, and let us keep its width to 30 maybe, and yeah, let us put it like this for now. And because I'm going to use this variable in other places, so I should use the grid in the next line separately, and row would be self dot row number, and column should be self dot column number. Okay, see, this variable is getting updated by these functions as well, so it will adjust automatically. So let us see if it got created or not. Yeah, so it is here, right? So this is my entry box for searching anything. Okay, and next to it I will create a button which would be yeah, let us call this search should I give it a self or not? I think I don't need to, so I will simply call button self dot root, and its text would be search, and let us give it a bg of maybe yellow, and font I will put right, again Arial, suppose 12. Okay, and I will place it in grid. Row would be same, self row number, and column would be, I think I should increment my column here, self dot column number plus equal 1. Okay, so self dot column number, and I will give it a pad x of 5 and pad y of 5 maybe. I'm not sure how much was it in the other button, so let us see how it looks. Oh, where is it going? It has gone somewhere. Where did I put it? I did put it in root. I should put it in self CRUD frame. Yeah, so this is my search button. So yeah, it looks good, I think, but let us give it a width of comparable to whatever I used previously. So width I would give, suppose 20, and yeah, it looks good now. For this entry box, let us do one thing. For search entry, we should increase our font size, Arial, and maybe 12. Okay, so that its size gets a little bigger. Yeah, it is fine now. Okay, so our search entry and search boxes are ready. Now I have to do one thing. These two buttons, this update and delete, I need to do same thing like save record. I will copy and paste it here. Whenever I'm calling update record, I will fetch the data from entry boxes, and I need one more thing. I need ID as well, self dot entry boxes 0 and get. Okay, and I will pass the ID as ID, and I will create a function within my DB which will get this data. Show records is there, create record is there. So now update records. Okay, actually it should not be records, it should be record only. Update record. So update, because we will update a single record at a time, right? And this should be data here. Okay, yeah, so instead of select, my query would be, what is happening here? Why is it giving me error? Yeah, there should be a column. Okay, so update, sorry, update. So update this table name, and I am going to set, I am going to set column name website equals this. Then there is what was the name, user name is some value here. Then there is password, So whatever I will pass from my data, I will use this in that in same query, and same thing which I did here. Yeah, this one I will copy this field from here, all this data. And one more thing I need is ID. Okay, so ID and ID, and within this query I would use where ID equals this, right? I think I was having this doubt that I should not use this here, and I just found out that yes, I don't need to use these because column names are they don't need to be in quotes. Okay, and now I will pass these values within my like I did here. Same way I need to pass these values, but I have to be sure that I pass them in the same order, in the order I called them here. So website I called first, then username, then password, then ID. So I'm passing website, username, password, and then ID. It should not be like ID should be first. If it was first here, then it should be first here. If it is last here, then ID should be last here. Same way other. So order has to be maintained. Okay, and I don't need to return anything here. Did I return? Yeah, I don't need to return here. I simply have to execute this query. Okay, so that is all. And yeah, so that is my update record. Same way I need to delete record should be there, right? So I will create this function for delete record, and I don't need to pass all the data. I think ID should be sufficient. Okay, so I don't need any dictionary here, and yeah, instead of update, delete from table where ID is this, and I would pass the ID only, but be sure that you put a comma here so as to make it a double, otherwise it gives you error. So if there's a single value here, you have to put the comma, okay, like this. Okay, so that is my delete record. Update is there, show records is there, and create is there. So I think all my CRUD whatever I used here, they are, yeah. So same way update, I used update. Now I will fetch the ID only here for delete. I don't need other data, and I will pass my ID as it is, and here I will call my delete record, right? What did I call it? Delete record. Okay, so update is there, show is there, create is there. Okay, so delete is there, update is there. Yeah, so it looks good now. So let us try one more thing. Show records, I am printing it now here, but instead of printing it here, let us do one thing. Let us create a tree view. Define create records tree. And for this I need to create a self dot show tree. I would say records tree is equal to from ttk I would call the tree view, and I will put this in self dot root. Okay, for now let us put it in let us just simply call our grid function, and here I need some columns in this tree view which I will pass as a tuple from here. Columns I would need id, then website name, then user name and password. Okay, so this should get created. Okay, my self.records tree would get created here, and yeah, so these are my columns. This should get created here, and I will simply call this function where at this place. So after creating all these things in my init function only here, yeah, self dot create a records tree. So my records tree now created, and now I can call my self dot this. Where did it get created? Yeah, self dot where did I record this? Yeah, here. So self dot record tree, I can use this now. Okay, yeah, I can use this where in my show records function. Okay, so for record in record, what I will do is self dot record dot tree dot one second, self dot records dot tree dot insert, and you have to call end from, see, this end is a part of, it's a kind of inbuilt within Tkinter. So it is what you are trying to do here is that you are telling that you have to insert the values at the end of the tree view. If there is already some values, these values should not get entered there. So you have to start like this at end, and values you are going to pass. So see, there is some record list here, and every record is a kind of tuple or list which would have id, then it would have a website name, and then it would have record 1, record 2. No, I don't need to create id is needed, but created and modified dates I don't need. So 1 and 2 would be skipped, so 2 and 3, so this should be 2. So this is website name, this is username, and this is going to be my password, right? Or am I missing something? Let us be sure. So our table is there, id, created, updated, and yeah, website, username, password. So 3 things here, and id is there. So 0, then 1 and 2 should be skipped. So 3, 4, 5 actually, 3 4 and 5 should be there. So I would insert all these values into my tree view. So let us see if it is working or not. I will modify my tree view, but first I want to see that I will decorate it, but let us see if it worked so far. So if I put show records here, so there is a ID, there is website name, there is username, and there is password. So it is coming here, right? Okay, so now I need to specify the headings here. Okay, and I want to show only these two columns. I don't need these other columns, ID and password. Okay, so for doing this, first of all, let us do one thing. I will use show headings and self dot records dot tree dot heading. So my this ID heading will be there, and text that I need to show would be ID. So let me save this first, and same way I can see what is happening is here that what is happening. Control, I think I did not copy this one, so Control C and Control V. So in my website this is the text which would get shown. If I call this website name, it would appear as website name in my view. Okay, so same way username I would call it username only, and my password I would call this password only. Okay, but I think I would not display all the records here. So self dot records underscore tree, I need to call this display columns. So I will display only these two columns. Okay, for now let us display everything. Later we can change this, but for now just to see if everything shows correctly. So this way I can kind of experiment with my tree view, and let us see. So if I click show all records, I have ID, I have website name, like that. And suppose if I put something more here, before doing this, let us do one more thing. Whenever I create this, suppose I delete a record or update a record, I should call my self dot show. I should call this function again, and so whenever I am doing any CRUD operation, let us call this function show, so that this gets updated. Okay, and yeah, save record. Okay, so after saving as well, let us update this. Yes, so Now let us run this. So this is going to show me the records here. Now let us put some any website name. Let us lead code is the name, and let us call this Sanju23 and one. Okay, so save. Oh, actually I am not deleting the previous, so see, new is getting added below this one. Okay, this, so this lead code got added, but all the records got repeated here. So for avoiding this, what I need to do is that when I'm calling the show records, before adding this, what I will do is uh, for record or I would say item in self dot records underscore tree underscore get children, I think, yeah, get children. What I need to do is I need to delete all the records dot tree dot delete and I will pass the item. I think this should work, so let us see if it works. So here is show record, and suppose let us check the update function as well. Oh, actually I have not selected it yet, so let us add one more item here. Let us Twitter maybe, and this time I will call it Sanjay underscore 1 maybe, and password anything. So let us save. Yeah, so see, now it did not it did not add record at the end. It is now adding the record first by deleting all the children and then re-entering everything. Okay, so this is kind of yeah, this is kind of getting good. Okay, so one more thing I need to do is that whenever suppose I click on an item here, I want that this item should get reflected here, so that if I want to delete it or update it, I could do it. Okay, so for that I need to bind my this Treeview with that function select. Okay, I have to select it. Okay, so instead of doing everything from scratch here, let me do one thing. Actually I already have the code, so I'm going to paste it here. See, this function I have created to call this function whenever I select any item within that list past this particular I would replace this. So this is a previous code from where I copied this. So self.records tree, this is my tree name, and I'm going to bind this with Treeview select. This is whenever I select something, I'm going to, so this is kind of event here. Whenever I'm selecting something, this is binding that event with this function. And what is this function? So event is getting passed here. Now for selected item in self.pass.listview.selection. okay, because this is kind of selected, so whatever was is selected there, it will get that item, selected item, and that item I can fetch using this self.pass tree. Again I have to use this tree view name here, dot item and selected item. So you can say that this is kind of identifier that which item I have selected, and then with that identifier it will fetch that item, and I am going to store that item or record. Okay, and each record will have what it will have. It will have certain values. For example, this record is having id 2 3 3, and website name is lead code, and username is something like that. So all these four, these are values. Okay, and this is another record. So if this item was selected, these four records would get here in my record. and now these there, so there are 4 columns here. So for entry box, so what I will do is I will put these records in my entry boxes. So now I am zipping the entry box myself dot entry boxes and record. I'm zipping these two lists, I would say, and then I'm unwrapping it, entry box and item, and then I'm going to, so this particular entry box which corresponds to that particular record item within record, I'm going to delete whatever is in the entry box from 0 to end, and then I am going to insert that item into that particular entry box. So this is going to happen whenever I select any item within the tree view. So this should work now, and let us try it. So I am going to run this again, show all records, and if I click zoom, oh, it is not happening. Let us see what happened. I think I did not change the tree name here. I needed to change it here as well, so sorry for that. Okay, so let us close this and let us try once more. Yeah, so you can see it is reflecting here whatever I'm selecting. If I select this one, lead code is here, Twitter, everything is here. And suppose I want to change something now, Sanjay underscore suppose EU I want to put and update it, so it should get updated. Let us see. I will hit update Sanjay EU, and now it shows Sanjay EU here. So our record got updated. And if I want to suppose delete this one, if I click delete, it should get deleted. No, it delete record, it does not have any delete record attribute. Let us see. So I think I did not call the correct record. So where is my delete record? Yeah, this one is delete record, and delete record function should be here in this particular class. So update is here, delete record is there. Yeah, it is there, and I am passing a ID here. So why is it not? I am passing a ID. Yeah, that is correct. So db operations object has no attribute delete record. Did I not save it or what? Maybe. So maybe I did not save it correctly. So if I save it correctly and yeah, it looks good to me. So I think I did not save it last time when I updated it. So let us try it once more, and suppose I select this one and then I delete it. So now it got deleted. You can see that Twitter is no more there, and if I want to reinsert it, it is still there. I will simply put save. Okay, correct. So it got added. Again I will delete it. What, I think it should delete it. Why is it not deleting it? Or maybe I have to select like this. Yeah, okay. And if I again save it, it should get saved, right? And suppose if I delete it and if I try to update it, because this ID will get passed and it is not there. Okay, so that means our operation will fail. So let us check that too. So if I put update, yeah, it is not updated, right? So it should be selected something here, so that is why it is not getting updated. So if it is not selected, it should, if I have tried to update this one now, lead code maybe Sanju 233, if I update this, so it will get updated. Okay, so that is the way, and it got deleted. Yeah, so it got deleted. So one thing that is still remaining is copy password. Whenever I copy password, I want that this password should get copied to my clipboard, so that if I try to paste it somewhere, suppose if I copy this from here, I am going to hit Control C and then Control V. So it is copying all the asterisks only, so this way it will not work. You have to hit the copy password, and I am going to create this function. Okay, so for this let us create a function. Yeah, so I have a function copy password here, and let us see if I have bound this to my copy password button or not. Self copy password, yes, so it is bound. Okay, so I copied the code here because I already had it. So instead of wasting the time, let us understand it line by line. So this function is getting called whenever I click that copy password button, and this is the clipboard which is which gets, it's within our this root that tk class, and this function, when it gets called, whatever is in our clipboard is kind of our clipboard, which we don't actually see it, but whatever, whenever we are hitting copy command, or suppose Control C, whatever text gets copied, it gets copied to clipboard. Okay, so that would get cleared, whatever is there, it would get cleared. Now next, I want to copy whatever text is within my entry box 3. What is my at index 3? It is my password entry box. So I want to append whatever is within my entry box 3, so I will get that value and I will append it to clipboard. So this function I have to use clipboard underscore append. Now because that is all I need. Now next thing is that I want to show a message that okay, my password got copied. Okay, so for that, let us do one thing. Yeah, I have created a function here. See, this is the message which I will show. This is the title of the window which will get popped up. Now if self.entryBox is 3.get value, if there is nothing in the password entry box, if it is empty, then the message would be box is empty and title would be error. Okay, I think I would put it like copied, or let us keep it copy. Okay, and then I will call a function show message, and I will pass this title and message. Okay, now this show message function, it will create a pop-up window, and I already have this function here. So this is again a class function, instance function here, and this is the time to wait up to milliseconds, up to which I want to show this window. Okay, so I will create a top level. This top level is going to be called from here my Tkinter. Okay, so top level window, so this will create a top level window, and its parent is my root window. Okay, self.root. Okay, and now this I am using this color as a variable. Let me tell you why. Suppose if my title box is this one, if this title of this box, if this is error, in that case I want a background of red, so that's why I'm using that variable. And now this root variable, that is my top level window, its geometry I am going to establish as 200 is the width and 300 is the height, and I want to show it at these two coordinates, x and y. Okay, and now I am going to give it a title. Suppose title box, whatever is there, if it is copy, it will show copy, if it is error, then it's error. Now I am going to create a label here. Okay, label, and this label will get stored in this root window, that is top level window. Text would be message, whatever is passed to this message. Background will be either green or red depending upon what is the title. Font I am using something here, and I am going to pack it where in my root, this top level window. Now let us do the magic here of disappearing. So I am going to call this after method here, root dot after time to wait. This is the time after which I want to destroy this top level window. So I have put 900 milliseconds here. Okay, so it will get destroyed after 900 milliseconds, that is less than 1 second. If there is any error, I would say error occurred, or I will catch the exception here so that our program doesn't crash. Okay, so this is going to get called whenever I call self.show message, which is after copying the password to clipboard. So let us try this now. And I think this should work. So okay, so I have this record here, and this password got reflected here. Now I'm going to click copy password. It says password copied, so whatever password is there, it got copied to my clipboard. Now if I paste anywhere, suppose I want to paste that password here, so I will use Control V, or maybe paste like this, paste. So it pasted my password here, it is SADF, whatever it is. So you will see this same value where, here, SADF, this is. So my copy password is working, and if I try to copy it from here, if I do it like this, copy, first of all the right option is not there, but if I hit Control C, and now I paste it here like this, so it will copy only the stars. So this is the way to protect your password. Suppose someone is there beside you, or if you are sharing your screen and you don't want to show this password, it will not get copied or shown to anyone else. I will hide this column. So for this, I already told you what we will do. We will go to our tree, display columns. So I need only website and password, username. I don't need password. So if I do this and close this one here, if I do this, so my username and website name and username, only these two fields will get shown here. So you can see other two columns are hidden. So that is the way of creating a password manager. So let us create one more record here, Twitter, just to check everything is working. Sanjay underscore something, password anything, and save. Okay, let us create one more, Twitter underscore Twitter, like this. It doesn't matter. Okay, password anything, save. Now let us try to update this record. Suppose I want to call this Sanju23. Okay, and update it. Sanju23. And suppose I want to delete this one, so delete this one. And suppose I want to copy the password from here, I will copy it, password copied, and Control V. So this was my password, so I pasted it here. So this is my password manager, and that's all. So if you like this video, and if you think that this was useful to you, please hit the like and subscribe button. I am sure you would get more of such videos in future, and it definitely will help you. Okay, so that is all for now, and we can do one more thing in this project. We can create a password window before this window appears. Suppose I don't want to show this to anyone, I want a username and password above this whole window, so that if I need to access the window, first of all I must have a master password which only I would remember. So if I put that password, only then I can access this window. So that is one more thing, and I would try to create that in my future video. Okay, so if you need that too, please comment in the comment box that yes, you need that. I will create that too. Okay, so that's all for now, and thank you so much, and bye bye, take care.